So today I'm going to show you in 5 minutes or less how to improve your ball striking, and it's my goal that you improve very, very quickly. My clients of my school's online learning program and people who take lessons from me, they know that that's my goal, is that you leave hitting the ball better than when you came in. I don't want you having to work on something for months or years to see some benefit that may or may never come. I want you to hit the ball better right away. If we take the right steps, working on the right things, you're going to get better as you go, and that's my goal. So the easiest way that we can improve your ball striking quickly is by changing the way you set up to the golf ball. And for a lot of people, that's a scary thing, but it shouldn't be, simply because if we make the right change, you're going to hit the ball better right away. And so you shouldn't be afraid to try something, and it's really as simple as taking your normal stance and setup. So once you get aimed and set up, and then simply standing up and then letting the club move to a position where the wrists are in an uncocked position like this. So if you took your wrist here, that's a cocked position. This is an uncocked position. And so at impact, every golfer is going to have the club moving through in an uncocked position. The videos I'm going to show you here next, you're going to see setup and impact, and you'll see the difference between setup and impact and how they've had to adjust and compensate in going from setup and to impact, and then showing you my swing and the swing of Bryson DeChambeau, and you'll see that there's much less difference. You notice how the club's directly in line with their trailing arm at impact. For you playing right-handed, that's your right arm, but notice how the club's right on alignment here at impact. Now at setup, it's at an angle, looks like this, but impact, it's there. And so what happens and what makes golf really difficult is if you haven't had years to practice like they have, so it's very difficult to time the change going from here to here. Not to mention that for most people, the club face orientation is changing from setup to impact. So all we need to do from your normal setup position, all we need to do is raise the club up to this position, try to keep about the same distance from the ball, and then from there all we're going to do is take the club back a couple times and return down to where we'd be at impact, and we're moving it on a single plane back and down. So it's one single plane back and the same single plane through. At the same time, understanding then the difference, and this is really critical, the difference in any golf swing between setup and impact is that at impact we need the body rotated towards the target before the club goes through. And for a lot of people, this is difficult, and honestly, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still rotate. I haven't had anybody in any of my schools not be able to rotate enough to get to this position where the hands are leading through the impact area. And honestly, from working with thousands of people, hardly a single one of them gets into a position where the body's in a good impact position and the grip is leading the club head through impact. Yet that's what every one of the top players that you see on TV are doing. Every single one of them. Now, with my setup for impact method, it's a lot easier to learn how to do that because you're setting up on your impact plane. So we don't have all the complex manipulations of going from here to a different plane and making impact on that higher plane, which involves accommodating a few inches of this lengthening that's happening from setting up with the hands low to the higher hands through impact. We also learn to put the hands in a position where we don't have to rotate the club in order to square it. So we're basically putting the hands in a position here on the grip that makes it easier to swing through with the club face square. We need to fit the concept to you. Everybody's grip could be a little bit different. In most cases, people need to have a little bit stronger grip position, meaning that the lead hand is rotated a bit more away from the target to accommodate this hand leading position. So as you're going through impact with the hands leading, we want to see that the club face would be square. If you pick up a golf club with your normal grip and then you move the hands forward, if you see an open club face, we need to fix that. You can keep the hand in the same position here and then rotate the club to a little bit more square position. And then we would set up from that position, which is fitting impact. So your hands need to be put on the grip when we're setting up in a position that's correct for impact. It's not necessarily what feels right here. I see a lot of people trying to match their hands on the grip a certain way, but they're not fitting it to impact. And in fact, they're making perfect impact impossible by setting up in a position like this with the back of the hand towards the target, which is really, really difficult to square the club face from there. Now, some people make it, but my estimation, 10% of golfers can do it. They have to go this way through impact, which for most people is a disaster. Better to fit the grip to your impact position, what we need to get here, and then understand how we need to move the body and how we need to learn to move the body so that we can make great impact. So we've simplified greatly hitting the ball. Simply raising the hands up. Set up, raise the hands up, make a couple swings. That's your first step. Make a couple swings. See that your club can hit the ground starting at the ball and beyond. So make a couple practice swings first. Swinging back on one single plane and through on a single plane. Then when you get up to the ball, just get set up. And then again, back and through. Perfect. And just take it easy to start out with. You don't have to hit it full speed. So that was about a 3/4 to half to 3/4 swing. Again, good practice swing. And we're going to talk then in a second about how to get the body moving properly. And then hit a perfect golf shot. Doesn't get any better than that. What we need to do then to further improve our ball striking and get the hands leading better through impact is work starting with very short swings and work first trying to see where do we want to get the body, the feet, legs, pelvis, and upper torso to add impact. So we want to be turned by impact. So we want to be in a position that looks like this. And you'll see that's what the top players look like as well. And again, we're starting from setting up on our impact plane. And so we have to learn first to move to that position. So making some really short swings, seeing that the club's here, hips are turned, body's turned, and then the club moves through, and you should see the club scraping the ground, club face square, straight path, all of our perfect impact parameters, what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the club moving through, face stays square from here to here, we're scraping the ground, a nice flat spot and a straight spot through impact, hit the center of the club face. This also, of course, through parametric acceleration gives us a little bit more speed through impact. We just have to learn to get turned with the hands leading through impact. In a lot of cases, what's happening, your trailing hand is messing things up by doing this. So it's actually trying to help you, what it thinks is helping, create some speed, when in fact what it's doing is it's robbing you of speed and it's throwing the club into rotation. It's giving you a steep impact where the club's coming down and up, so you're hitting fat and thin shots and left and right shots because the trailing hand is screwing everything up. So we need to train it as well. So making a lot of swings like this, seeing that we're going through, maintaining the wrist extension here, maintaining that till here. Now in the swing, what'll happen, it'll continue and then be released there, but over 95% of golfers are doing that. So we need to learn to do that. My simple drills in my learning program take you step by step how to do that, but the bottom line is learning to do that and then learning to do that. So you notice my my body got into that position before I hit the ball. So I'm learning to go through like that. So then as you're practicing, you'll notice when you're making your practice swings, where's the club striking the ground. If you make a few practice swings, that's showing you your proper distance from the ball. We're all different sizes, our clubs are different, and we need to find, based on how we're moving through impact, how far to stand from the ball. We don't want to have to stand a certain distance away, be it very far or very close, where we have to compensate for being too far, too close from the ball. I see a lot of people that are so far from the ball that the only way to hit it is to move down into the ball, which is obviously going to rob you of power and accuracy. So we want to find the position where we feel like we could stay pretty level through the shot, back and through. So when that feels right, then we'll just go to the ball and then just repeat it. You hit a perfect shot. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. Put them in the box below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so and hit the bell to accept notifications so you know when I release new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.